and a year of repentance.
I like that. So you repented.
Yeah, it's a year of return.
Henceforth.
And when there's a year of return, especially when that program is launched, all of us must change because we are returning. The slaves, our masters, and all the compatriots, all of us, we are returning.
Okay.
And so it is the year of change of mind. So me myself, this year, from now on, I'll be coming at least 8 o'clock. I'm here.
Hey, it's your battle.
I'm setting the record.
Right.
And secondly, also, the topic for discussion this morning is an exciting one.
Okay.
And I'm very much interested. And therefore, it's always good to, if you are interested in something, you get there early to start your preparations. So, in principle, I am here and making sure that at least the status quo is very much followed and due process is on it. So I'm here.
Right.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
So you have been in the business of promoting songs. Even as we speak, you are promoting a Kia Emilia.
That's it.
The Famicia hit maker.
Yeah.
Do you believe that there is more profit in selling CDs than promoting music on digital stores?
Okay. I had wanted to really listen to Socrates and to find out the particular years in question that he was making that particular statement or assertion. Because if he's talking about the last 5 years or past 5 years, then of course there's a genuine, so that we could actually look at where to put the argument and to put the debate. Actually, that's the side, because all of us, we know that the hard CDs was possibly the highest business. I mean, was the highest, selling point in every music producer's life. And if you talk to Marco Krekumanti, if you talk to Big Ben, if you talk to Jermaine Sapon, myself, Cbex, all these Nakwadus and all these producers, they will tell you that the reason why there were a lot of businessmen and investors in music production was because, the evidence of getting your money, recouping your investment from a particular sales. For example, in the olden days, Equia Million CDs, which is today doing very well on the chart, Equia Million songs, which is doing very well on the chart, Andy, in those days, by this time, if not less than that, nothing, I might have sold like 20,000 copies by now. And at least any money that we are even spending for promotion, by now, at least we should have been able to even recover that money, and then we are pressing on for what you call maybe profit.
Right.
At least you'll be able to shoot more videos. You can be able to take the artist back to studio quickly. You know the whole thing. Comparable to where we are today. There's money in music, but then the way the money comes, you have to put a song on iTunes, go and sit somewhere like this for like 1 month, 3 months, so sometimes even 4 months before you receive a statement of maybe some $300. And you see how the money comes. Sometimes $300, $200, $150, maximum $500, $600, $1,000 thereabout. Now, if you look at the investment into music on reality or on practicality, this amount of monies, though they are good and they come, if you box them together, they are not adequate to even run a budget for an artist for 12 months promotion.
Kwesi, please hold on. Let's speak with Socrates, as you mentioned earlier. Let's hear him. You asked the question. You said you want to know if it's which year referring to. All right.
And period.
So, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
How are you, sir?
By God's grace, I'm still alive.
Right. Thank God. So, you made a statement that, well, back then, okay, I don't know whether you're referring to back then or even now, that there is more profit in selling CDs than promoting music on digital stores. Is that true?
Yes, I said so.
All right. So, Kwesi Ernest wanted to know the parameters, or when you even, Kwesi, you said which year was he referring to? Right.
Yeah. And the periods.
You see, the topic on the discussion, or the reason why I said that It's not about which year. I said we have killed something that is practically profitable to something that is not right. Do you understand me? Okay. Example. You are expecting something. The thing is not ready. Or maybe, let's say, a cocoa farmer. You have your cocoa seedlings. And then you said, because I have planted cocoa, which is not right, you go and cut your plantain farm elsewhere. That is what I was referring to, that we have this seedy market going, which was working well. There was nothing wrong with it. The problem with it was the distribution challenges that we could have fixed. Because if you give your songs to Kwesianes to sell for you at Scatamanto, there was no system that you can check Kwesianes. So musicians or those who were producing the music or the owners of the rights who were giving their songs or their works to these distributors were having challenges in getting their money back, not as if the thing was not selling. So instead of we checking that anomaly in the system, we abandon it. And then we have some one or two merchants who chance on this new technology that is called streaming. They look at it and they realize that if they are able to kill the CD market, they will get the market on their side. So it's like two forces, the CD market and the streaming market. That is, when I say the CD market, yes, let me call it the CD market. It was working well. People were buying. It's not as if people stopped buying CDs. No, it's not true. People didn't stop buying CDs. They were buying. Just that between the producer of the owner of the rights and the marketer, there was a challenge in there. So when the streaming people came up with the streaming, they have their names. I don't want to mention some names, but you know some blogs and some streaming platforms came up. And they know that, oh, it's a business for them. What they did was that they hype it and ridicule the sales of DVDs, the sales of CDs. They ridicule it to the point that you feel inferior when you are even running your business on that line. As if when you put your music there, it's audio you're crashing. Streaming. Meanwhile, that streaming is not right for you to make money. It is something that is coming up. But they got some bloggers and some promoters to be hyping it. And it hoodwinked the whole industry into looking at that side. Meanwhile, practically, you cannot make a fraction of what you were making from the even unstructured CD sales. People go there and they make... Some will make about 200 Ghana cedis for about 3 or 4 months. That is how much you are making. Meanwhile, if you go to the CD market and you police it well, you will make more than that in a month. There are people who even take their CDs and they organize their own sales department. They get about 10 or 20 boys and they will be selling for them and they make more money than how much they are making on the streaming. I'm not saying that streaming is not good. I'm saying it's not right. That is the operative word, right, for us now. But we have abandoned what is giving us. Yes.
Did you say ripe or right?
Right. Just say, me.
So ripe, R-I-P-E-D, right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I heard Sadiq was also confused in here.
You see, my English.
Oh no,
it's good.
It's good. It's very good. Just that pronunciations, So.
I say right.
Right. Thank you. Please continue.
So that CD platform that somebody like Sadiq sitting there, I know he will come in and bash it because it is his business for him. That streaming platform is business for him. So you see how he will come strong and fight it. But you see, these are the aggregators. They make all the money. You have about 50 musicians going to Sadiq. And it's him, if you make 200, he also make 200 for his pocket. So it is his interest. And it is up to him to make sure that he condemns the CD sales, make it look He ridicules it for you, and then you come to him, and he is the aggregator. He makes money from all of you. Meanwhile, the thing is not good enough. That is what I'm saying, that, Papa, to date, the boys who were selling the CDs for us on the streets, they are still selling. Every day, they pirate about 100 copies. They bring it to town. They come and sell. Every day, let's go to, how do you call it? Fiesta Royal area. Let's go to lotteries. You see them selling there, the CDs. Every day, they bring it. What you are saying that it's not selling, they come. They do their pirated copies, and they come and sell. What was the problem? Because we were told, the bloggers were writing, they were being paid to push the streaming, because somebody's business is to make sure that he ridiculed the CDs for you not to produce CDs. So that you come, you finish your work.
Were you not part of the people who are complaining that, CD sales have gone down and people are not buying, and now the only ones they're buying are pirated, and people are pirating musicians, and musicians are suffering, and so they've been confined to online sales now? Were you not part of the people?
I beg you, what you are saying, check the records.
No, I'm asking. I'm not saying.
No, I was for proper distribution channels. Proper distribution channels. I am not, please mark my words, I'm not saying that online streaming is not right. I'm saying it's not right.
That were you part of
No,
the
I wasn't part of it.
I didn't say.
I wasn't part of it. I was calling for proper distribution structures. Whilst we wait for the future, that is streaming, which is the future. As we speak, we are not making that much money. The facts are there. They will hoodwink you with some figures, but the facts are there. I beg you. Someone will say the cars come in. Please, a fraction of cars don't have CD players, yes. But we have millions of cars who are consuming CDs today. If you produce and you market it well, I am telling you, they will buy. Just that we have stopped marketing it, and then we are all chasing something which is not right. I'm using that word, please. It belongs to the future. Yes, we will get there. We were using cassettes, Piamonco, and then CDs came, and we jump on CDs. In future, we will move to, streaming. But streaming is not right. So don't let us kill the CDs that can sustain us till we get to the future. That is one problem we are having. So you produce the music, you don't have the market here, you don't have the market there. And then you are working symphony, so you can't go back again and do proper music. So you go to a Kwanchen young boy who is doing studio for him to produce for you, because the one who will give you better sound, good mixing, you can't afford to pay him again. So quality is also going down, and the good musicians are going out of business. And then we are all crying that the industry is coming down. It is because we have killed the market. To date, today, if we all agree that let's have a round table and check the challenge with the distribution system, we will produce the CDs. People will buy. Please, it's not true that people don't buy. People will buy. We will make money whilst we wait for the future.
So, Uncle Sok, are you saying that we should go back to CD production?
I'm not saying we should go back to CD. When you say we should go back, please, all that I've said is that the market is still there. People are still using CDs today. People are still using today. So it's not about going back. We are in it. Just that we, the producers, are not producing it. We, the producers, we are not producing it. That is the problem. It's not as if people have stopped using it too. So because you are not giving them the original, they have resorted into using pirated ones. I'm not saying go back. We are in it. It's there today. So I'm not saying that, let's do this and go back. But when you say go back, it's like we have stopped going back to something like cassette. No, it is cassette that is gone. We don't have the cassette players around. But I beg you, every home, there are CD players. Every car has a CD player. If you produce it, they will buy. If you promote it, they will buy. It's not true that they are not buying, but they are buying the pirated ones because the musicians are not producing. I saw this guy Stoneboy CDs at a shell shop in Dansoman. They are there. And I asked the girl, so people buy some, but how is Stoneboy promoting these CDs that he has done? Unlike before, how we were promoting and people were buying. He is not promoting it.
Was it genuine? Was it original?
Yeah, original. Nicely packaged. And Loga Junction. Nicely packaged. Beautiful, something that you would like to own. Look, I'll pass there and buy one for you today. I'll buy one for you today. I'll pass through the shell shop at Dansoman. Near the police station.
Well, you may have a point, but not entirely. People may not entirely agree with you.
I know they will not agree with me because they don't understand. They've not also experienced it.
Well, so don't you think that Stoneboy may not be, or other artists? I mean, I've seen Black Rasta, I've seen Sidi Kubwai, Alaji Sidi Kubwai. I've seen, even me, I've had copies of CDs back then, shell shops, but they were not fast selling. Don't you think they rather make much more money with digital sales?
But Willie Roy of blessed memory, talk to Hitz. He will tell you how many copies of her songs that they were able to sell, the CDs, how many copies they were able to sell, compared to how much money she made from even streaming. Hitz. If you can call her, I can furnish your producer with a number. They will tell you. You see, there is an agenda going on against the CD sales. I beg you, there is a market for CD sales, but there's an agenda. It is somebody's business to see that he kills the CD sales so that we all come on this online thing for one or two people who are aggregators to make the money. And they are organized and they have the machinery to ridicule CD sales. I'm telling you. But the market is there. You have aggregators, well organized, good plans, and they are pushing aggregate like streaming. But talk to those who have put their songs there and ask how much money they are making. They will have one or two people they will highlight to say that, look, this person has made so much money. How much do you make from 100 streamings? And how much do you make from 10 CD sales? Let's compare. 100 people who stream the song, okay. How much you make?
You just as I said, well, I may not entirely agree with you. In the case of an artist who is not popular, okay, produces his CDs, puts them on. Oh, let me use Rocky Dawuni for example, or Shashamali. Okay. These are great musicians.
Yeah,
but I mean, how many young folk will buy their CDs on shelves? They may not even go there even to catch a glimpse. That's number one. Number two, he may not be popular. When I say popular, in quotes, please forgive me if my words.
I agree. I understand.
Right.
I understand.
They may not be as popular as Samini or Shatawale or Stoneboy, or, in Ghana. Yeah. So making it well known or getting it out there would be difficult for people to even know that, oh, they've got their stuff out there. But for a Shatawale, Stoneboy, Samini, well, if I'm not getting it online, well, let me go and check on a shelf and I'll pick it up. Again, how many music stores do we have in Ghana now?
Well, from the beginning of this discussion, I think most of the people, from what you've just said, maybe I've not been able to express myself and explain myself well, because where you have taken me to, I think I explained it. I said, we have a streaming business coming up. It's not right. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying don't go there. No, you may go there. Let's go there. But don't let us kill the CD sales. The statement you made now seems as if I'm saying that we should stop streaming. No, let's go there. But please, there is a huge market with the CD sales. Don't kill it. There is market there for you. Go to the streaming, please. Let's go. Let's go there. As we are going, let's look at the, how do you call it? The business of it, the percentage sharing. These aggregators, what business do they have in being there? These aggregators, how much percentage are they taking? We will go into streaming, yes. But please, the CD sales is also huge business. There are two streams that we have to. It's just like film. You can sell your DVDs and you can also show the films in the theaters. Don't say that, oh, I won't go to the theaters, so I'm only doing CD sales. No, that is not what I mean. I'm saying that the CDs business is still there for you, so don't kill it. We only kill it by stopping producing CDs. And you, the musician, you are hungry. You need to make money from your home grounds before you think international. That is what I'm saying. Rocky Dawuni, yes. If Rocky Dawuni decides to do some CDs and promote it well, I am telling you, he will sell. He has a huge market. But if the market is not even here and it's international for him, fine. That is Rocky Dawuni, who has not marketed himself well here. But there are musicians who have marketed themselves well here and they are well known. Just that when they finish the music, they don't put it on the CDs for the market to thrive. So it's killing it. And the pirates are the ones who are making the money from them. And they are crying. Because when they go to the streaming market is also not ripe for them. So they are not making that much money. This is business sense. I'm not saying we shouldn't do streaming. No. But I'm telling you that there is a huge market still going on, but it's because we are not producing it for them. The pirates are the ones making money from it.
Well, you have a point on that. Now, Socrates, before you go, about this right thing, I want you to explain it vividly so we won't be that confused, because I'm sure a lot of listeners are confused just as I am. You mentioned that, what did you say is right?
You see, when we started film sales, there were challenges as to who a marketer is, what terms and conditions you go with the marketer, and all that. Right now, when it comes to streaming, we have these guys who chance on that technology. They start promoting it. You go to them, they start giving you their terms and conditions. I remember somebody came for my film and told me that, oh, he will give me 30%. I said no. He came back to say he will give me 50%. And what are the payment plans? What are these? You see, all these, how do you call it, steps. We've not fine-tuned it. Again, when you talk of streaming, the terms, the technology for it, the platforms for it, let me, Sadiq is the one representing Boom's Play, eh?
He used to.
He used to, okay. What is he representing now? Ask him so that we promote that one rather for him. What is he representing?
Sadiq is asking which platform you promote. Don't say NDC.
No, there are differences. Socrates is bungling it.
No, he's asking away from Boom Play. Which company do you represent now?
That's what I'm saying. That okay. So I represent an aggregator, an international aggregator now.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But there are differences.
Right. Okay.
So when I realize that Socrates doesn't have it well figured out, but when I get into it, I'll explain it in detail for him to get it.
Right.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
Uncle
you.
Sokwa, thank you very much.
As I wrap up, I know I'm getting boring. It's getting boring.
No, it's all right. No, I understand.
You see, whatever it is, the terms and conditions there, I'm telling you, it's not well figured out for us. So let us take our time and tread cautiously into it. That is all I'm saying. If you ask for, how do you call, testimonies from musicians, you will get one or two people telling you how much money they've made. Then you will get a huge number who will also tell you how much money they've also lost from this side. Please, for now, there is still a huge market with the DVD sales and the CD sales. Don't let us discard it. It can sustain us and help us pay our bills and help us pay the studios and improve on our works. That is all that I'm saying. I'm not rubbishing streaming. No, it is a business that we have not gotten so used to. Let us tread cautiously. Maybe elsewhere it is there. But please, I'll share this thing with your producer to share with you.
Right.
That for now, still, DVD CDs are still selling everywhere in the world. They will tell you that CD Trump. No, you go to America, it's still selling. The figures are there. If you Google it,
right.
That tells you there's business still there. Only here, Ghana pet, and you did minim, and you actually that business, no. But you go to America, I beg you, where technology is at the top, where streaming is at the top, they still have CD sales going on. You go to to Europe, CDs are still being sold. Please, it's not as if they've discarded. No, only here, and they did discarded because some people have hoodwinked you to tell you that it's no business, so you leave it. I beg you, that business is still booming.
Right.
Even a power, you see a power.
Yes, the vinyl.
But yes, I'll share another platform, and they will tell you how much business is even booming because people, the manufacturers have start producing the players again,
right?
And people are buying them. Let's be tactical with our business of the industry,
right? Okay, Uncle Sokri. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
And please, one Sadiq.
I should want him, man.
Yes.
That.
On Kenyan Sasam.
Okay, Sokri, thank you.
Na yenhwene adwuma no enkoso ne saa selfishness na omode bemu na omugu adwuma na ompese omope na omudidi no there bi katamantofo no so ho kegetiafo ho obi anya bi ni nyamaka nyansa wo mumfa nko Sadiq no NDC
Sadiq is no NDC this Sunday okay he's gone well, let me read this from KOD. Because please, just a minute.
Yeah, keep on
thank
reading.
you. KOD says, I don't entirely agree with Socrates. We made more money from CDs because if one had a great album, the distributors could even give the executive producer what we called front money. That really empowered a lot of musicians and executive producers with streaming. Musicians and music executives made strictly what's sold. A number of music executives walked when the mode of distribution went digital, but that's the future. Streaming is now, not future. Times have changed. People are leaving music because when music is produced, they put them online and people consume for free. Back then, you would have to buy, back then, you would have to buy CDs even though piracy was prevalent. The world has migrated or migrating from hard copy music. Remember when Nana Champon was the first musician to have sold 1 million copies? Well, that's where he rested his case. Kwesi?
Yeah. So
you had Socrates.
Yeah.
You've just had KOD.
Yeah. I had Socrates. But then the call.
You didn't hear KOD.
I had KOD too.
Right.
I mean, good morning to you, brother. See, the truth is that the call by Socrates does not actually, I mean, it's not like he's asking for these digital platforms to be shut down. No. He is saying that there's in as much as we have accepted the norm of new digital music era, streaming and what have you, there is still also a chunk of market which in years was yielding huge revenue to musicians. But then in our haste to jump onto the digital platforms, we have abandoned that market, which was providing much more or less like a quick, already made money, quick money into the pocket of artists. Because with digital infrastructure, like Sadiq knows, you need to wait for 3 months of promoting a quick million, 6 months. As it is now, we are just spending. And then maybe by December before somebody will print you a statement and say maybe you have sold $600 or $700. But then in those years, by this time, my shop can't by this time, I can tell you that by this time I shall be able to sell about 20,000 copies of the Famisi album. And that's what he is saying. There's a lot of sense, there's a lot of reason in it. I'm a product of it. Most of it, and like Kofi is saying, KOD is saying. I mean, and so if you look at the fall in music, if you look at the fall and what we have now, it's all because of money. Because in then, there was money. Were you to hear when Big Ben gave what do you call it? Kasebo, this Brafo, the front money of Ramponsan.
But me,
9,000.
but me, I took, but see me, I took my CDs to Sunyani in the Brongafo region. When I got there, did you know how they were doing it? They would just slot it in, play it. Once someone is passing and ask, Charlie, when you come out, Charlie, with them 100 copies, then or you get your money. Once he makes a call that Sadiq be the new about Charlie, and you're bad.
One for time is only 9,000.
Oh, the day I got to Sunyani, I didn't know anyone. I didn't know I took my money.
Front money. See, that's me in Kantamanto. Today is Monday. By 5 p.m., my sales is 10,000, 15,000. Saturdays, I can sell about 20,000 Ghana cedis on Saturdays. This is physical cash. So you can imagine that if this system was in session to today, you can imagine how many artists, a producer money you can even make to be able to produce more artists. It's the reason why a lot of artists are going around the country. They are holding their demos. They are not getting people to invest into them because they already made spending money. The money that will allow you to even give that kind of promotion. There are so many Germans and all this. There are gurus who can promote artists and they'll be able to create the artist of the year that we see in VGMS and what have you. But because of money, they can't. Are you sure that Jody Blambule can confidently sit and cough about 80,000 Ghana cedis to go around the country promoting himself as he used to do in those days? He can't. But these are fine musicians who produces songs. Kojonchi, look at the songs Kojonchi can. But if you go to Kojonchi now and say that Kojonchi should put 100,000 Ghana cedis to go around the country and promote himself and all this, it may be difficult. So I'm saying, but in then Kojonchi CD, if that remember,
drop it, sharp.
Even the recent Yentobia song, Yentobia sold more over 800,000 copies. And that Lumber CDs, as at the market, as I was in the shop, was being distributed at distributor price of 15 Ghana cedis per one. So you can imagine even when
you are buying it
at the shop, Kantamanto, was being distributed at 15 Ghana cedis. So you can even imagine that. You can imagine if that Lumber sell 1,000 of his CDs divided by 15 CDs. How much do we have? 150,000, 15,000, isn't it? That's what we are talking about here. You can, just 1,000 copies of CDs was giving that amount. So Socket is saying that we rushed too much. We have rushed quickly to abandon that already made market, which was providing money, available money for producers. And all of us, we have that kind of cry. We have that sentiment. It's our pain that system, that kind of market, has not benefit, we have eroded, has not benefited all of us. And it's a good call. It's a call that we should listen to it. The Boomplays and the iTunes and Amazons, they are third-party services. Even Sakwadi and Juan Wine, Shatawale and all these people that they do things, put all their revenues to this 6 months, how much they even make. The home cry, I say, they are the top artists. How much are they making? But I can tell you in authority how much CDs were selling physically. Because that one is cash. You sit down there, go to Patomas, movies and everybody. People were selling.
But I asked Socrates a question. Let me ask you too.
Ask me. Ask me. I'm ready to talk. Ask me the question.
Well, you know, the man there, he's trying to speak. The man is trying to speak.
The man is. I'm still
trying. People were crying that piracy had become a problem or a pain in the neck. Were you not part of the people who were crying?
Well, there's no system without challenges.
If the CD sales are coming back or they are to bounce back, won't it be the same cry?
Massa.
Now that piracy has taken over, you can only get the best, you can only get CD sales cheaper and quickly in traffic.
Brother, I can tell you.
I'm sure you've even arrested people who are selling.
Myself, I still arrest them. But I can tell you on authority that there's no business like the CD business sales in those days. There was never a thing like that. And let us all be honest with my honorable members that are sitting in this room, that there's never a thing like the days of selling CDs. Ghanaians who were buying those CDs today, because if you look at our regional demographic and the digital infrastructure that we have, go to Kumasi, go to BA. How many people? I said, Andy, if you take an artist to see this to BA, I'm telling you, before you return, you have sold 2,000 copies. How many people give today? Sadiq is sitting here. How many people are in BA that are able to go to iTunes and download artist music? Obikwa to BA in the mobile phone or use to internet, the iPhone, young phone or use. So if you look at the number of people who are even inclined enough to even go to artists, go to Amazon, login email address, and send what download at 90 center. It's the system even does not it's not flexible. It's not even flexible enough flexible for anybody who is not even literate to even download the song. And the music download now has not become like for people who are even literate. Because if you are not educated, an old woman wanting to download the Sarkodiyes Fabawasu or Putu have to go through the system of go to iTunes, boom play. You have to do this. Sadiq, or even sometimes they themselves when they are explaining, it's difficult for them. But there was a market that the old woman can just walk in. Also, Big Ben cycle her, Big Ben has cities who rush or 5 cities, Wakoto or the baby. And that market is still available. That all of us we need to start promoting and still encouraging for Ghanaians to start, because in South Africa they are selling hardcore CDs. South Africa today, there's still CD market, they are still selling. Nigeria, they are still selling CDs. So why can't we have an attitude, and I believe, why can't we develop an appetite to allow Ghanaians to begin having interest in buying digital hardcore CDs?
All right, thank you.
And then also the digital platform will also be there as an addendum, as a support.
Let me add this.
Abandoning the sales at all. It's premature.
Ola Michael is
it's
saying
premature.
something.
It's like an abortion, and we don't need to encourage it.
Oh, let me add on to what Ola is saying. To what you are saying, thank you. Well, Michael says our music CD is still so well. He just sent me a copy of, I think it's a screenshot. So music CD sales are still sold at concerts, and many musicians rely on that income.
Yes, sir. I wanted to come to that.
But some artists have begun selling digital codes too, since U.S. consumers have purchased more than 14 billion CDs over the years, according to RIAA, the recording industry is. Most manufacturers still offer CD players on some models. Well, this was posted on February 6, 2018. Well, Sadiq,
do you know that as we speak, before they come,
yeah, because you've had 20 minutes.
All our CD plants in Ghana have been shut down. Accra Sounds shut down. AR and Tema shut down. All the big places where we duplicate CDs have all been shut down. SKD shut down. Do you know why? Because we have discouraged the culture of allowing people or even to buy that, because everybody goes to talk about boom play. Today when you shoot a music video, the only thing in those days we put distributors, Cantamanto, Abeku Santana or display. Today we have discouraged out all that culture. And then all that you see people go to iTunes, boom play. Meanwhile, those places you are talking about, it's a third party facility. And before the money, before the 90 cents will come to you, about 40% of it is going into somebody's pocket.
All right, Kwesi, thank you.
Meanwhile, you are the one running promotion.
Sadiq, please.
So what is my interest then?
Kwesi, I understand. Please,
it's premature. Papa.
Andy.
Yes.
When these issues come up, you expect that because these platforms are bigger platforms and speak to industry and also speak to consumers and people who follow music, will do some bit of subjective analysis to it to be able to really identify what exactly it's the problem. So a few things. I realized that Socket kept on mixing aggregators, online platforms, the download platforms. He kept on mixing all of that. There are differences in it, and everybody has a role they play. But Andy, look, music to a larger extent as well is driven by trends. It's also driven by technological trends. Every generation and the technological trends that actually defines that generation, right? So you recognize that there was a point in time where, there was a vinyls. There was an older generation that were into the vinyls. Then we moved to the vinyls. Then at the point in time, we came to the cassette.
We got the vinyls because of work.
Yes, because of work. Then you came to the cassette at a certain point in time. There was a technology that at that particular generation that required that cassette was the in thing. the Walkmans of those times also came.
Then Discman.
Now, what you need to understand that in every generation, the biggest users of the music, the bigger constituency in terms of users of the music are young people, often between the ages of, say, 13 to about 28 years. But the core is 13 to 24 years. They are the biggest users of music. So the technological trends that defines that particular generation at that particular time, to a larger extent, also indicates the direction of industry. So industry consistently adapts to it. So yes, we moved. There was a CD Walkman period at the time. A lot of the younger people, it was a cool thing. It was a trendiest thing to have the Walkman. Then that technology moved. Then we came to a CD part. Even the CD had their own Walkman. Then we moved at a certain point. We started to have the MP3s and then the pen drives, right? And then we moved at that particular time, and then we are here. The lack of having a more subjective conversation relative to the proper analysis and the numbers is what fails us, particularly in the Ghanaian space. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We actually even had iPod and all of that. So this is the thing. CD sales has, as at now, considerably gone down by 74%. According to RIA, let me quickly refer to it.
Once you refer,
globally,
let me tell you about good. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah,
so
I'm good. 74.2%. It tells you that, it's on the descendancy. It's facing out. So everybody had begun to now leverage what has become the thing. Now, this argument about whether, CD sales is profitable as against is two things. You can't draw the parallels. Every generation and their own thing. You can't draw the parallels. So, for example, if Stonebwoy's CD, for instance, is 30 CDs for Aulanga Junction, if he sells it for 30 CDs, he has 15 songs on it for the 30 CDs. I get it that for the likes of Kwesi and Socrates, who are still stuck to that lifestyle,
which
right?
lifestyle?
The CD sales, when they were selling the CD sales, they had, upfront money. But there's upfront money. But when I sell the CD and you want to make, even if you want to draw parallels, you break it down because streams is on the basis of the song, per songs, after 30 seconds of the songs. So if I buy somebody's album for 30 CDs, if there are 15 songs on it, break it down to the 15 songs. This is me not even looking at it holistically in terms of production of the songs and everything. Break it down. When you break it down, you will probably have about 30 CDs, 15 songs. Like how many? 2 CDs per song.
Hey, 2 CDs per song?
No, let me see. 30 CDs by 30 divided by 15. 2 CDs per song. For the entirety of the time that you have Stonebwoy CD, you listen to it a number again, and then again and again and again and again. Know that per song.
But is it how it is sold?
No, so the CD is paying. The CD apparently, from the information, is being sold for 30 CDs. So I'm using that for example.
So on digital stores, how much? It's sold in dollars, right?
Yeah, so it depends. It could come to about zero. It ranges between 0.38 cents.
So how much are we talking about in CDs?
I've got to break it down, but it's a volume trade. So
on top of your head, would it be a CD or two?
I've got to do the conversion. So maybe somebody helps me. What's the CD weight now?
I don't know. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So
that's why I said just on top of your head.
Yeah. Right. So it comes from at that. Know that. For the entire life that you have the album, you're paying just about 2 CDs. Listen to it for the entirety of it. But on the streaming platform, for the entirety and time that you listen to it again and again and again, you're paying the artist a number of money. So there's a certain residual effect of it. That's why I said that you can draw the parallels. Now wait, there's what we call an aggregator. It's a different person. The platform owners are different people, right? So that platform owners like Boomplay, Apple Music, Tidal, and everything, they are often different from the aggregators. Aggregators are more or less like the middleman, like what you had the distributor in those days. So in those days, when you signed the contract, even international contracts, they had a percentage for distributor fee, which was about 25%. I saw that Kanye West was talking about it at the time. So even then, when you sell the CDs, there was still a percentage that was going for distribution because the logistical challenges and the investment that comes with it is expensive. So you still have to be able to take it out before you actually even you begin to talk about discussing royalties and all of that. So it's one of the things that they sign. So the aggregator is different. The aggregator is the middleman. He's a distributor that has a deal with the likes of Boomplay, Apple Music, and co. You go through him, you give it a source. So TuneCore is an aggregator. So they take it, they distribute it globally for you. So what digital gives you is that instant access to a globalized audience as much as possible. What we keep forgetting is that when you print CDs, it still came with a certain logistical cost. You've got to find the CDs, make that investment and all of that. The digital platforms, it takes that out for you in the first place. And having to move it out and then having to be limited by budget so you can't print out for a global audience. You've got to click off your immediate market, probably sell the right out to others and all those things. But it can't be true that digital is not ripe. It is here. Look, so what's his name? Because let's make the point that in Bronga and people like that, people are not streaming. He doesn't know. Look, Boomplay.
He said, what's his name?
He said, what is his name? I said, my name is Kwesiene.
Boomplay in Ghana alone. Boomplay in Ghana alone has nearly about 7.6 million users. Users, people that have Boomplay. Have been sitting on their phones and streaming it. It's crazy. The days and I remember that when I worked in digital, I kept on telling people that when you are speaking about these things, you've got to speak about it in relation to the numbers. Then you can make a subjective analysis to it so we can understand. I know an artist that he dropped an EP. He didn't do anything about it. He didn't push it. It was not something. It was not like a major whatever. He just sat back. Within 3 months, the aggregator came in. This is minus the aggregator fees and everything. The guy came in and came to drop 40,000 CDs for him. Again, there is another thing that we do today, even in digital, we do the advanced system. Unlike, like he said, in their days, you go to Big Ben. Big Ben gives you, 9,000 CDs in those days to buy the right of it, and you go to sleep. Obviously, as a way for you to cure the challenges they had at the time where you go, you give the distributor, you know that the song, and you know, call. But you go and say, cassettes and CDs in and too. But meanwhile, it's gone. So the artists thought that, or the producers began to realize that the distributors were making money on their back. So they began to sell their rights to them. Even now, we still do it, but it's structured very well. You can do whatever. There's a number of artists here that have had advances for their albums, for their EPs, or for their singles, for many of them from either Platoon, Orchard, or any of them. So even that, we still do it. You can structure a deal on it, and it's not static. There are different models to it. But the CD sales, the digital sales, is still on the ascendancy, and it works here. Well, the point is that it gives you a global. No. When you talk about digital
campaign to have the two running,
this is dying. Look, listen. We come down, Kwesi. This is dying off. The numbers are younger. The biggest constituency when it comes to the music are the younger people who have adopted this already. So you have to decide that, okay, there's a dying audience. I've just said to you that it is dying at the rate of 74.2%. Recently, there was a surge in vinyl sales, but not necessarily for the content value, but it was more for a nostalgic value for the vinyl people age. So they tapped into that. They were buying it more or less as memorabilia, not necessarily because of the content, because the technology to go with that is actually even not in vogue. It's not been done again. Even if it's done again, it's more at an antique level and has become more expensive. But digital is convenient. Digital gives you access to globalization. So where CNS is thinking Ghana, Bronga Afro region and everything, digital automatically gives you access to a more globalized audience. Somebody sitting in China, somebody sitting here, somebody sitting here. And it's a volume trade. Again, with digital, the same way Socrates is saying, if you put in the necessary promotions, you get more money. And besides, because it's stream by stream, collectively, Stonebwoy's album, whereas, for instance, he's suggesting that Stonebwoy should have sold his CD sales. He will realize that the CD sales is decreased. However, digitally, the different songs across. Stonebwoy album on Boomplay alone, within just about some few months, had about 10 million views, streams. And all of these things is money. It counts beyond that. And there are various different tiers for it. So this is Boomplay alone. He will get his own streams on Apple Music. He gets it on YouTube. He gets it across. And all of these funds collectively come together. So, of course, just like in CD sales in those days, you have some of them that are still making money. Marco Kokumanti just told me last week that the royalties he got from the digital distribution sales of Sarkodie's song, the one he co-produced, just last month was what? 500 pounds or something. And it's a residual income. So at every time when the funds are collected and it's distributed for you,
you're also getting cash.
The part of it. So that's the part of it. So Socrates shouldn't look. We have no time making noise or trying to kill off somebody's CD business. Do you know the expense? Do you know the funds it goes into creating a digital platform and trying to drive adoption? For me to come and begin to worry my head about somebody selling CDs in Cantamanto. Socrates, don't reducing these conversations to it. But the question I've always been asking Socrates is that for him, as somebody who advises government on creative arts, for instance, on what basis did they advise the government to create a digital platform for industry? If he truly believes, because he's been very consistent about this CD thing. When he was at Xylophone, whatever, fund, you remember the conversation. He felt that Charlie, for going to the CD thing, he didn't really understand it. But today, the CD sales even for films have gone. It's the cinemas or the theaters and the digital platforms and then the broadcasting houses where you sell the content to them. So you need to understand the business model has since gone. CDs are decaying. Digital is here, not the future. It's here. Right. It gives you access not only to a Ghanaian audience, to a more global audience, and you can make more money. Socrates should move. Socrates and Kosiana should move. Begin to move. Adapt.
We have moved and we are moving.
You guys are still stuck there. Meanwhile, you are the same person advising government.
Mr. Logic has
So I'm wondering, what kind of advice are you people giving government?
We are giving government very good advice.
This is advice for the government.
We are telling government to do that.
I told you not to bring not to bring politics.
No, it's important.
Listen, Charlie, listen.
You are
cutting for an analog world.
Listen to what
the government to do the right thing.
Listen to what a message someone just sent. Franco Saxon says, "Good morning, Andy. Sadiq submission sounded like a YX session B question."
Whenever I look like a robot,
good morning. Instructive to note.
Good morning. In fact, I think the time factor on Daybreak Hitz there, Charlie, is small. It's extended to like 11.
It's Youngos at 11.
Youngos 11, Charlie.
Youngos 11.
The kind of, you know,
the
kind of vibe we drive up here.
DJ Black is from what
the time start.
DJ Black is from
dying off.
From 10 to 12.
Andy,
12.
Andy, let me say
that. 11 to 1.
11 to 1.
Let me say good morning to Alhaji Nero.
I've
disappointed him. It was the rain caused it. Yesterday when I was just ready to drive out, then the rain started.
Yeah, you were telling me about the rain.
Not to cut you. Also myself, just want to say good morning to Alhaji Nero. But there's something that I heard. When I was coming here, we lost in Fadama one of our godfathers. We lost him. He's the founder for the National Club for the MPP. He's always been an icon for politics in Fadama for all of us. Really? He passed away. I heard last night. I heard of it this morning. And so my condolences to the family of Alhaji Saini in Fadama.
Alhaji Saini. He's a founder for Nasara Club. And served as their president a chairman for a long time. So my condolences to his family in Fadama, and most importantly, MPP, Nasara Club, and then the MPP party as a whole.
And so my apologies. Seriously, I will want you to make me understand exactly what happened. I mean, as from tomorrow,
I will.
Big ups to Sark and all the team that went to support Nanki. I mean, good artists. Charlie, we're there with you. And they nearly killed an Okada guy today. And
why?
And you see, it's very serious. You said we shouldn't bring in politics, but no, I'm not doing politics.
No, we're not doing
this is not pertaining to the issue you are discussing. It's just an experience.
Politics. Why
if I nearly kill an Okada guy, I shouldn't say it.
The man has not even spoken.
I'm not even speaking now.
No, allow him
the man to speak.
What does Okada done?
Let me not talk about it. Let me go straight to the issue. Let me go.
You do have the guy.
You see this. You came here. You say you are doing condolence for Alhaji Sani. He's not part of the discussion this morning, but I gave you the chance to send your condolence.
No.
In my own time.
It
is a part of
the
But you're greeting Alhaji Nero, and I greeted Alhaji Nero. Oh no, but I mean, Andy, this is
okay, hold on.
This Sadiq and his intimidation, and you see the NEC people.
Okay, so let me give you the chance.
You see NEC people.
No people.
Okay, let me go into the issue straight.
Hold on. What did the Okada driver? What did the Okada rider do?
I will even share it because the way Sadiq is going, it's like I want to politicize the whole discussion.
No, go ahead.
Let me not go.
Sadiq, do you own Okada?
No, I don't. Andy, before I started to speak, Andy, if you realize, before I started to speak, this weekend when we started the conversation,
I have switched.
Allow the man to speak.
Sadiq, I have switched. I said I won't share the experience again.
All right, fine.
So
let me play show.
I won't say it.
Are you ready to show off, or you are just?
You say you are politicizing. So
is he showing
let me just touch it on a mild mild
note.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Hold on. All right, now fire. That's one that song. Oh, you said no politics.
I'm not doing politics.
Politics is fine.
You know, this, Andy, I think I share part of Socrates' submission on the part of the hard copy sales. And also, I also agree with Sadiq on the digital level as well. I think online sales only came to add up to the whole system and the industry. Yeah, it's not really, it shouldn't be like a takeover system that where we are, we should support and say that, oh, let's do away with hard copy and CD sales. In our times, I remember when I used to go to Despite at Cantamanto and even give cassette. Then we evolved from cassette to CD, then CD to pen drive. I don't see why we should try to kill the CD market. When you travel across the world, CDs are still selling at the airports. People are still selling CDs. So for me, I agree with Socrates, and also on the part Kwesi said that some part of the villages, they don't even have access to internet and Android and all these smartphones. So they still need hard copies to buy. So we have to encourage that system. Digitizing is part of it. Yes, all these aggregators. See, these aggregators are robbing artists and producers. And they think we are so dumb, we don't know that they are robbing us. These same aggregators are the ones who liaise between us and the telco companies. And they rob you with contract.
Two different things.
Please.
I'm coming. I'm touching. They are all aggregated. What's the meaning of an aggregator?
Allow him to speak. The man is trying to speak.
I mean, yes, the middleman who liaise between you and the consumer or an agency.
I'm saying that
They are slight difference. But still an aggregator, middleman. You know, so for me to produce a song, spend so much money, do production and all that, and then someone will send me a contract with percentages that he will make out of my sweat. In a way, somehow it doesn't sound well, but we still work with it because that's a system that we are dealing with now. So I think it's a good thing to do. Yes, digitizing is a way to make money. People are making billions, like what Sadiq said about Stonebwoy streaming figures. These are amazing figures. 10 million. You can imagine how much money when you liquidate 10 million into real cash.
Ongoing.
Yes, and ongoing. I mean, it means more than that. Then you have to also look at the hard copy sales. It's very important because you cannot tell me that since we've been having virtual concert after Corona, it means we should do away with physical events. And you understand? Mm-hmm. You cannot. Oh, Charlie, you see, they are talking. I was quiet. You see, this
Charlie. What you are doing is not fine.
Yeah. Sadiq is distracting me because
don't even look at his face. But how do you talk once someone?
The immediate interjection self is also another actor.
Don't even.
No briefing. No discussion.
Sadiq, stop it. Sadiq, question is, what you guys are doing is officious. It's not nice.
Look at the wall.
Look at the wall.
You see.
And you see Face the wall.
So Andy, I think it's very important for us to acknowledge that CD copies are important. Mm-hmm. You cannot say that because of virtualizing and all this recent agenda of virtual concert, we cannot do away with physical events. We were crying for the VGMAs to go live because we wanted to feel the ambience and the people. We want to feel the live performances. So you cannot do away with certain traditions, regardless of how technology and online businesses are going up. You cannot say that we should do away with physical sales of CDs. I don't think it's a culture we should encourage. We should rather understand that the whole social system is changing with digitization of everything. I mean, as to how you even bank, now you don't even have to go to the bank physically. You can use your phone and transact. These are all new ways of doing things. I mean, easier ways of doing things. It doesn't mean that because I can sit at home and transact on my phone. Now, if I want to put money into my account, what do? I still need to walk into the bank. You understand? So it means that traditionally, we still need, you cannot tell me that because of online radio, we don't need traditional radios. We still need them. Right. So for me, I second Socrates and also agree with Sadiq. I don't see how we should bring it into politics as who is advising what government. Because if you say that Socrates is an official of MPP and is spokesperson, sorry, and if this is the kind of advice he's given on creative art, then it's more like he has nothing to offer in terms of the what do you call it? The industry. That's the part I don't agree with Sadiq. You know, I was vibing with him behind the scenes. That I beg him, he's our brother, and this is just politics that we are doing with. Politics with choice. You understand? You have a choice as to what you believe in and what I believe in. We shouldn't make it in a way that after NDC and NPP will become enemies and have bitterness. No. I mean, I'm just saying because there are certain assertions when you make, it becomes personalized. You understand? And then one will develop a feeling you may not know. And then he will be looking at you with a second eyes. What's this guy saying? Does he think I'm dumb or something? You understand? So I understand. Sadiq is a representative of Boomplay. He has former rep of Boomplay, and now a new company. So of course he would definitely defend digitization and all this online business because that's his business. But then Soko is also a traditional person who also believes in physical sales. In fact, the physical sales is very nice and it's sweet. I remember when we sent our CDs to few shops. Then you just call them how many copies are sold. They will tell you, oh, Maton 2,000. You just go what you see right there. What you see cash bottom. Even this front payment. Look, in the days we had this front payment, it was so good. It was so good in such a way that Andy, you can waive your CD rights to a publisher, and then you take some upfront money, and you are gone. Those were the days music was nice. Now the online, Sadiq said that with the online, they also give upfront payment. I don't know how. I don't know about advance. I've not heard that yet.
Well, it depends on your popularity, though.
There are thousands of artists here.
Getting advance.
That's what we are talking
about. Okay. When I say thousands,
based on your following,
but there are a number of artists here. But again, I can't disclose because a lot of these are more engaged.
So for me, I think that it's not to do with who is giving what advice where. It has to do with the system. We need to maintain certain traditions. It's like we Ghanaians or we Africans, we always like to move ahead of even the white man who brought the innovation. Yes, we are too fast. We are moving too fast. When you go abroad, they still sell CDs, Andy.
And even vinyls
vinyls are still selling so actively. If you go to some shops abroad, some malls, you see the Sony shops. They are selling CDs.
They do it more for the nostalgic effect and not the content.
It's not just for the nostalgic effect because people want to feel the CDs. They want to plug them into their system and play them.
That generation is there.
It's there. I know. I mean, where we sit, me and you.
That generation is there.
In what generation do we fall? Do we fall in the millennial or
why don't we also encourage Ghanaians to also buy?
Listen to what DJ Black is saying. He's saying that 2 years ago, vinyl sales were higher than CDs.
In fact, that's the truth. Yeah. In fact, this year, vinyl sales shot up within that older generation. So that older generation that were
because that market is also still there.
To analyze this, you have to look at the various different generations.
That's what I'm saying. What generation do we fall? What generation do we fall?
Okay, it depends. The generation is on the basis of your age.
Exactly.
So, like for me, like at 35.
Whether age,
35, I don't know. I'm actually.
You're between analog and digital.
You are an old man.
Yes.
I mean,
so because me, I saw because wait, if
when I managed Kaki,
listen,
we came to meet.
The physical CD.
When I managed Kaki, for instance, when I worked with 4S4, at the time we worked, we were still in the era. That was just about 11 years ago or 12 years ago. We're still in the era of CDs, but at the time. It was declining so fast, so much so that
it wasn't the CDs that was declining. It was the shops.
It was the
shops and the system. The producers, the marketers were the ones losing it.
No. It was not a Ghanaian thing. It was not a Ghanaian thing. Across the world, the CD sales were sharply declining.
Right.
So
that's why there are a lot of articles defending it. That is not dying.
And the 74.2%, the decline. That's the rate that it was declining. So it was, and this is not Ghanaian.
Some of these
figures.
The
thing, Andy,
please allow me. Let me read this now. KOD comes back to say, music going digital is one of the reasons high life music started taking a nosedive.
Yes.
The old musicians and executives couldn't catch up.
Exactly.
Personally, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Hold on. He says, personally, that's one of the reasons I left. But digital distribution gets music worldwide too. We should have done both hand in hand, not relegating seats. Now, Ola Michael has also spoken. He says, the challenge we have as a people is we rush too fast after innovations without paying attention to difference in systems. I think you mentioned that. Internet access and penetration in Africa is still low, and anti-piracy systems are non-existent. A reason why we are unable to make enough from the digital stores locally. So it only makes sense to first fix the challenges of the systems before adopting other innovative ideas. Beautiful idea to stream, but did we prepare the grounds to protect the digital space? No. A larger percentage of our people with the purchasing power to buy CDs and not yet stuck to our digital platforms. So what Socrates is saying is, let's not be quick to throw away the CD market. Run it concurrently with the digital stores.
Which is fine. Andy, listen to Andy, let me just quickly, Andy, on the basis of this, let me just make a quick intervention. Intervention on this. So you see for digital, Andy, you see everybody feels that when you go on say Boomplay, you're necessarily targeting Ghana or Africa. That's the point that I said to you. There's a need for you to be able to consistently activate and get more stream because it's a volume trade. Those that have been able to ensure, put in the mechanisms to ensure that they reach as many people as possible and convert them, are getting that streams. Look, we just cited this Malian French girl that within a short time, she and Daju, because of the way they go about their thing, they're able to, within a month, hit about 400 million views alone on YouTube. Not to talk about other platforms. And every other platform, the hit you get is how much you make. So it's a volume trade. The opportunity for you is higher.
Guys, let me sell quickly and let's get out of here.
And please, before we get out of here,
let
me know.
Isn't it amazing when your network cares about you so much so that they do amazing things for you? Yep, you guessed right. Let's say a big thank you to Vodafone. Vodafone says, look, if you send monies to any amount, please, with due respect. Kwesi, please, I'm selling. Please. Thank you. Says, go ahead, make payments, show your love, make contributions, send money all you want via Vodafone Cash. Franco Trading Enterprise says, people are using their accounts to make money. Don't deal with them. Otherwise, well, they'll take away your money. It's a scam or it's fraudulent. So kindly deal with them via their website, www.francotrading.com. You can find them at Adabraka, near the opposite the Roxy Cinema. Please call them on 0246 422 338 or 0546 1338. Okay. 0546 133 188. I beg your pardon. Now, Tri-Steel Roofing Company Limited says they are number one when it comes to roofing sheets. Call them on 0302 850 802. Let's end it all with Betway. We are all big football fans, but there are some other sports that I'm personally a fan of, like tennis and basketball. From football to roulette to esports to horse racing, now we can bet, win, and get paid instantly via mobile money or EFT to your bank. Visit www.betway.com.gh to play today. Remember, bet responsibly, no under 18.
This is Hitz.